Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel. I'm Angela, and it's great to have you with me. Whatever time you join, you may join me whilst I'm doing the live stream, or you may come in and watch it on repeat. At whatever stage, it's great to have you. So it's Sunday, the 14th of April. And it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. It's like spring has sprung. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So I thought I'm going to do my meal prep today. So Maureen, good morning, Maureen. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. You're joining me before you step out. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you being here. I hope you're well. So yeah, guys, I'm going to do my meal prep for the week, and this is going to mainly be like for lunches for the week. So I thought I would bring you along with me. So I've got a few things that I'm going to do, but before we get started, guys, and we're also going to have a chat because I've had a comment that I want to pick up on. So very interesting. But if you were with me last night, we made a Mayflower curry. Let me just show you the packet, because you can buy it. There we go. You can buy this in B&M. This is where I got it from, B&M. You can buy this. And I sort of like jazzed it up a little bit, put my own twist in it. It's really nice. Proper. And I was saying to you last night that when you're making it, it's got a thickening agent in it and it becomes really thick. And look at that, how thick that is. Yeah, really thick. So I was saying to you last night, don't be tempted. Just show you, you know, it's really quite thick. Yeah. So I was saying to you last night that when you make it, if you put in a lot of water, don't be tempted to think, oh, it's too thin. Because when it goes cold, and then when you heat it, it's quite thick. So just that little point I wanted to show you today. So I did put in a bit more water. Good morning, Horatio. Great to have you with me today. So I did put in some more water to thin it before I portioned it out and put it in the fridge. But even as I've done that, you can just see how thick it is, because it's got thickening agents in to make it thick. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you, because I don't want you as you're cooking it to think, oh, this doesn't look thick enough, and you keep adding more and you've used the whole packet and then you literally need a chainsaw to cut through it. Don't want that for you. Don't want that. So yeah, just be kept wary of that. I'm going to put that over there. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we're doing some meal prep today. It's Sunday, and again, I've got another busy week ahead of me, yeah, more training. I finish my training on Wednesday, but then it's 5 days of shadowing. And then after that, we've got another 3 more days of training, and then I'll be done. Yeah, so really excited for that. So I'm gonna prep my meals, so when I get home on the evening, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. It's all there. I'll have to do the minimum amount of work to make sure I've got healthy, nutritious, filling meals in. Oh, and just talking about this Mayflower curry, I didn't get a chance to, I posted the picture of my portion size in my Facebook group, okay, but I didn't have a chance to post it on the community page here, because I need to be on my laptop for that, and I'm on my phone at the moment. But for those of you who saw my portion size when I did it here and posted it, I ate all the chicken and most of the sauce. There was about 2 spoonfuls of rice yeah, about 2 or 3 spoonfuls of rice that I didn't eat, because by that point I was full. I was full, and I kind of knew that, and I did say to you I probably won't eat all that rice, and I knew that because, you know, every time you get to know your body and you know, get to know your portion size. But I was absolutely stuffed and really enjoyed it on my days. This stuff, oh, it's so good. And the first time I made it years ago, I didn't make it as I made it now. I made it as per the rest of the packet, as per the instructions on the packet, and it was nice. It was nice. But when you follow what I shared with you yesterday, it just takes it to the next level. So if you didn't see that, feel free to go back and watch it. Yeah. So guys, if you're new to my channel, a huge warm welcome. My name's Angela, and thank you for coming and spending a little time out with me today. So what we do on this channel, we do all things related to living your best life and living a healthy lifestyle, the lifestyle that you want to live. So we do shopping hauls, clothing hauls, I do cooking and recipes. I'm on my weight loss journey, so I share a monthly update on my progress. I share all my tips and hacks for achieving your goals, but without the pressure that the weight loss industry piles upon us. And if those things work for you, go for it. But that's what I do here. And we're going to be doing a little bit of gardening as well. I need to get out in the garden this afternoon. So, and we do loads of chit chat, loads and loads of chit chat. So, I'm doing my lunch today. So I've got Horatio. I saw something about Mayflower curry. When I'm on my phone, the messages come up. And good morning, Esther. Yeah, Esther, good morning, my lovely. So I'm on my phone. The messages come up and they last for about 30 seconds. I've got my distance glasses on, so that's why I'm always like going like that to read it. It's not ideal. I need to create a space. When I'm in my office upstairs doing a sit down, I'm usually on the laptop and I'll be on StreamYard, and the messages come up and they stay up, okay? But when I'm on my phone, which I am in the kitchen, because I haven't really got anywhere, I suppose I could make the room. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. It comes up really quickly and it's gonna go, yeah. Going to do a 5K, Esther. Oh, do keep me posted. Let me know how you get on with that, yeah? So that's why if you post a message, if you can keep it short, I'm more likely to be able to read it. Yeah, I can read it because it flashes up. I haven't got as much to read. But Horatio, I saw that you put something to do with Mayflower curry. Yeah, but I'm sorry I couldn't read it all. But yeah, very nice, very nice. And you can also use this not just for curry, but if you just want that curry sauce, say like if you're having some chips, you could just knock up your own curry sauce. Yeah, very nice. And I did show you yesterday in that live stream how to make it. Running, oh right, you're running the video. Brilliant, fabulous. So I did show you how to make it so that it doesn't come out lumpy. And this works for any powdered sauce. Yeah, any powdered sauce. There's a danger that it can come out lumpy, but I showed you a little hack so that it comes out really smooth. So do check that out. Okay, so we're going to meal prep today, guys. And I'm going to do a few things. So I've got my pot of water here. And I'm going to make some pasta. Now, I'm not a big fan on pasta. And this is the second time I'm having it this year. I don't eat pasta a lot. But the other week, we got chatting about pesto pasta. And I just thought, oh, I've got to have some. And then I went out and bought this bag of pasta. Bought some pesto. Made some up. Oh, my days. It was proper. It was proper. And I thought, I'm going to make some for this week. Yeah. So I'm going to make some pesto pasta, And then I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to do with these, my rice and my prawns. This is my leftover rice from yesterday. We're going to do some overnight oats. I've got some baked potatoes that I'm going to talk you through. And we're going to have a bit of a chit chat. Yeah. So I'm going to just turn my gas up. And I'm going to, as my water's boiling, I'm just going to put a pinch of salt in. Yeah, because it just helps to absorb the salt when the pasta's in there. So you get it salted. I prefer it. And if I forget to put the salt in, I can always tell because the pasta never tastes right. And they're not the same if you sprinkle salt onto it afterwards. So just going to let that boil. I'm going to put a bit more water in from my kettle. And so this one is whole wheat pasta. This was from Aldi's. Oh, talking about Aldi's, I've got to tell you something, guys. I'm super excited. So there's a bloke that I follow, not in like a stalker weird way, okay, just putting it out there, but there's this bloke that I follow on LinkedIn. Don't know if you know LinkedIn is like, it's the social media for professionals, and it's to connect, businesses connect. Anyway, there's this bloke that I follow, and he's got a business called Flake Bake. Okay, flake as in flaky, Flake Bake. And what they do over at Flake Bake is they make curry patties. I know, they make curry patties, and they were within a group of, I think, 5 or 6 people that had the opportunity to pitch to Aldi's and the winner would have the opportunity to have their product stocked in Aldi. Well, they won, didn't they? They won. Yes, that's right, they were on TV. That's right, and I missed the programme. I need to watch it. So anyway, they won. I was over the moon because I was like, we need more Afro-Caribbean food in our supermarkets. We need that. So they won. So he posted it on LinkedIn, and I was like, right, that's it. I'm running to Aldi, because he said that these patties would be in store the next day. Well, I hot-footed it off to my local Aldi, only to be super disappointed. Couldn't find it anywhere. So I says to one of the assistants, I says, do you sell patties? And by her response, I knew she'd been asked by every black person in a 10-mile region. And I just knew that she'd been asked loads of times, and she was like, no, they'll be in Wednesday. And I was like, right, that's it, Wednesday at lunchtime, I'm hot-footing it down there. But in the meantime, I'm going to reach out to him. Lovely bloke, lovely. Well, I say that, I don't know him. I just follow him, like, but as I say, not in a stalkerish way. Get me? I'm going to reach out to him, and I'm going to ask him if I could work with him and his company, because you know me, I'm all about eating authentically. I'm all about eating authentically, and I'm going to reach out to him and his company and ask if I can do some work with him to support the black community and the community at large who wants to enjoy Afro-Caribbean food and Jamaican patties, and show them how to build it in to a healthy eating pattern in which they can still enjoy their food and lose weight. That's what I'm going to do. And he probably won't even see me message because, you know, I imagine he's being inundated. I imagine he's inundated with emails and requests and all sorts of things, you know, because of, you know, his company. But that's my intention. So I'm just going to put my pasta in. If you weigh your pasta, go for it. I'm just shoveling in a bit. Yeah, I'll just go by that. If you want to be meticulous about your measurements, don't do what I do. Yeah, don't do what I do. So I've got a little bit of pasta in there. Just gonna let that boil away and turn this gas down. But yeah, that's the intention. I really want to work with these up and coming brands to showcase. And you know what, he's probably got a lot bigger fish to fry. And if nothing else, I will get a load and I will show you how to build it into a healthy eating plan. If nothing else, I'll just do it here on my channel. But that's what I want to do. I want to work with up and coming brands, because sometimes there is a mindset from the weight loss community that, oh, we can't have this, or we can't have that, or it's too many calories, too many points, too many sins. Rubbish. You know, if you're not eating it every day, what's the problem? You know, if you're having it once in a while, it's no big deal. You know, you just build it in, and that's what I want to do, show people how to build it in. So you're having it once in a while, you're thoroughly enjoying it without the guilt. Yeah? And then we just move past that. It's good. It is good for us to have the things that we want, even if it's not, these are my air quotes, by the way, even if it's not diet friendly, it's good for us. It's good for our mental health. Good for our mental health to have it once in a while. So that's my plan. But yeah, the company's called Flake Bake, so do check them out. So I'm going to be hot footing it on Wednesday to my local Aldi. I've got 2 near me, so I'll be going to both of them. And if they haven't got them, because by the time I get there they'll probably be sold out, then I'll just order it online and then I'll reach out to them. Yeah, so pasta's on the gas. Mayflower curry is done, and it smells amazing. It smells so good. Oh, it's really good. But I don't think I'm going to take this into work, because, you know, I've got this thing about fragrance in a public place, you know. And whilst it smells amazing to me, it may not smell amazing to somebody else. So I don't like to take in very pungent smelling foods. But also I don't like it when I walk into the canteen and there's very pungent food smells as well. I think it's a bit personal. So I think I'll keep these and have for me dinner when I get home. I've got this container, and today I'm going to bag them up. I'm going to portion it all out and get in the freezer, but I think I'll have about 6 portions of this. Okay, what I did do was I bought a part cooked some sweet potatoes that I had lurking in the fridge. So I've part cooked these, and they are actually, I say part cooked, they are quite soft. Yeah, they are quite soft. So when I'm ready to have them, I'll just literally warm them in the microwave for a couple of minutes. So what I tend to do is I put these in the freezer. I've already got one in the freezer, and this is my last set that was in the fridge. So I'll just put them in the freezer, and then I will take one to work this week. And when they're frozen, because obviously by the time I take it out in the morning and get it into the office and come lunchtime, they're not really that hard. So or I can take it out overnight and start to let it defrost, and then I'll just warm it through in the microwave. Do you know what I did the other week? It's a standing joke. I tell you, I haven't even been there. I haven't even been there a month, and everybody knows who I am, because I'm like, you know, they nearly had to evacuate the building, because one day I put my potato in the microwave, and I thought, my friend said, oh, I'm coming to lunch with you. So I went in the canteen, put my potato in the oven, and I'm hanging around, and I thought, well, where is he? Where is he? So I went back into the office, and he wasn't there. And then as I come back, I saw him, and he says, come on, let's go. And I'd completely forgotten that I left my potato in the microwave. So we went out, he looked at my car, he was pumping up my tyres, and we drove out of the premises, along the high street. We were gone for a while. He sorted my tyres out, and we came back, went upstairs. As I get in the corridor, I thought, what's that smell? I thought, oh, a potato. Got into the canteen, all the windows were open, and the health and safety officer said, is this yours? I goes, yeah. I said, I'm so sorry. She goes, we nearly had to evacuate the building, because she said smoke was literally pouring out of the microwave. This potato was now a health and safety risk. I know. And all the windows were open. Anyway, that was about 2 weeks ago. And every time I go into the canteen, I've got a faint smell of it. But every time I use the microwave, you can smell it. I know, what am I like? So, yeah, I'm going to pop these in, but I'm not going to leave them unattended. So I've got my potatoes. These are going to go in the freezer, and then I'll just take them out as I need. And then for my toppings, I've got this. This is a chili. It's a veggie chili. Well, a mixed bean chili that I made the other week. It's got kidney beans. It's got tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, tin tomatoes, all of that good stuff. So it's defrosting nicely, so I'll just continue to let it defrost. So that's going to be lunch tomorrow, this with a baked potato. And then in the week, I've got some tuna and also tin mackerel, so I can swap them up. So a baked potato with either mackerel or tuna. Okay, so that'll be a meal for one day. I've got my dinner sorted. And then what I'm going to do with this, the other day I did, last week, was it last week or the week before? I did like a fried rice. Oh my goodness, that was so nice. It was so nice. So what I did, I fried down some onions, some garlic, some peppers. I stirred in some the prawns, cooked down the prawns, and then I stirred in the rice, seasoned it all, and then portioned it up and took it in my little jars, took it in these jars, and it was proper. I tell you, it was really, really nice. So I've got this is my last pack of prawns, got this little bit of rice from yesterday, so I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to make it today. I'm going to make it in the week when I'm like the night before, because especially with prawns, I don't like prawns that are cooked hanging around. I like to eat them the next day, or the same day. So I'm a bit funny with prawns, but I'm gonna leave them out and let them to continue to defrost, and then I'll probably make it up tomorrow night. Yeah, okay. Pasta's cooking away. I'm just gonna give it a little stab. And what I'm going to do with this pasta, I've got the pesto. My pesto was from Aldi. So I'm going to do my pesto, but I'm also going to nab a chicken breast from the cat's chicken tray. I know that sounds awful when I say that, but I bought this big tray of chicken for the cats. It's just regular chicken breast. And I took 4 pieces out this morning, and I cooked it. and I've chopped it up. And there you go. That's going to be for the cats. And I'll tell you, they eat better than me. Yeah. So that's for the cats. That's cooling. But there is about 6 more chicken breasts in the tray. So I'm going to take one and I'm going to cook it up and slice it up, and I'm going to have it with me pasta. I should have done that. I should be doing that whilst I'm doing this with you, but not to worry. Okay, so now I'm going to do my overnight oats. Got my little pot. So I've got here, this is my kefir. So it's been opened for a few days, and I'll just cover it with a bit of foil in the fridge. So I'm just going to give it all a good stir. I'm going to take this bit off. There we go. Give it all a bit of a stir. And then what I'm going to do, as usual, I'm going to put a dab, good spoonful in the bottom. Like so. Just a little bit in the bottom. And I do like my overnight oats, because I just find that it's really filling. Yeah, really filling. It's really solid. So when I get into the office early, I like to just sit and eat it, and then that just powers me throughout the day. Yeah. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, call me ingredients stacked up here, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of seeds. This is my mixed seeds. This has got sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and flax seeds. Yeah, I'm going to go in with a little bit. So I had a comment yesterday. I had a comment that I thought was really interesting, and somebody said to me, the comment was that I seemed really disappointed and really upset with Weight Watchers. Why is that? And I thought, do you know what? Fair question. Fair question. I'm just going in with some oats now. Spoonful of oats. So I thought I'd answer it. I did send them a reply, but I thought it was a really good point, a fair question. And my response is that it's not so much that I'm angry or upset with them, but rather the industry, the whole industry. I'm going to put in just a teaspoon of mixed fruit, and also some mixed nuts as well. Yeah, it's not so much that I'm angry with Weight Watchers per se. And as I mentioned yesterday and in previous videos, I have a lot to thank Weight Watchers for, an awful lot, and they've taught me a lot. Okay, when you are, I've seen the industry from both sides. Okay, I've seen it being a member, accessing that service, but I've also seen it from the other side as a coach in the business, in the industry, delivering the service as well. And I've seen it from 2 different angles. And I think my pasta's cooked. Yeah, my pasta's cooked now. So I'm going to take the gas off. And I'm going to just strain it. bowl. Yeah, I've seen it from 2 different sides. And as I say, there's a lot that I really thank Weight Watchers for. They've helped me, they've taught me. But there's also a side that maybe you may have experienced. You may have experienced this, but not necessarily see the context in which it fits. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this to strain. So what I mean by that is I've seen a lot of people see great success with Weight Watchers, Slimming World, different plans. I've seen people achieve fantastic results, and I take my hat off to them. But that, let's be honest, is the minority. As a minority, I've seen a lot of people going, like I did, going in and out, that revolving door, in and out, in and out, in and out, you know, flitting between Weight Watchers, Slimming World, keto, paleo, meal replacements, back to Weight Watchers, Slimming World, you know, just going round and round and round and round and round. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've done that myself. I've also seen people come and go from Weight Watchers over the years, over the month. They lose a bit, they leave, they come back, they lose a bit, they leave, they come back. And it, again, it's that revolving door. But I've also seen another side. I've seen what it's done and doing to people's mental health. And we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. All we do is we talk about the successes. And yes, there is a lot of success. I'm going in with another layer now. There is a lot of success, and there is a lot to celebrate. But there's also damage and harm that's been done as well. And we don't talk about that. It's like, let's sweep that under the carpet. Let's be silent about that. Let's close our eyes to that. And, you know, that doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. You know, when I see the impact that it's having on people. And this isn't just Weight Watchers, don't get me wrong. It's not just Weight Watchers. It's the industry. When I see people being really, really affected. And I see it so much on so many different Facebook groups. It's concerning. And as a mental health first aider and someone who champions mental health, it massively concerned me. And it concerned me that so many people seemed to be struggling, so much anxiety, so much confusion, and some of the posts that were being made was really, for me, quite alarming. But even more so was that nobody was talking about it. Nobody was talking about it. And it's like, yeah, let's just ignore that, and let's just focus in on the successes that we see. Concerned me. And what I've got here, guys, is I've got some cherries. They're frozen cherries. They were just got some cherries from Aldi's, and they've been in my freezer. So I'm going to take a few and I'm going to pop the stalk out, and then when I have these tomorrow, the cherries are going to have defrosted by then, so I can enjoy my oats. There we go, little oat pot with my cherries. So yeah, so it's not that I'm disillusioned with Weight Watchers. I'm disillusioned with the whole industry because of the damage it had on me and my mental health, but also that I see on with other people that nobody's talking about. We're all silent to it, we're all blind to it, and people are struggling and suffering, and nobody's talking about it. So if I come across like as a Weight Watcher hater, I'm not. As I said, you know, there's a lot of things that I thank Weight Watchers for, and I'll always say that, you know, I'm never going to deny that. There's a lot that I thank them for, but there's also a lot that I don't agree with. And I think that there's a lot more that Weight Watchers can do, being such a big company that can help people with their mental health. But it's not just Weight Watchers, it's the whole industry that I'm kind of like. And what makes it worse is it's all driven by this. It's all driven by money. And it's like they have no regard for people and their mental health. Yeah, there's no regard for that. And I can't sit back and see how it is negatively impacting people. Oh, right, the candle company. Hi. Hello, my lovely. Your message is gone, but hi. Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me. I see it all the time. And, you know, and I'm just like, I cannot continue as a coach and endorse this. Can't do it. I can't do it. And, you know, my views don't sit well with everybody. And that's fine, you know. I put a video up last week. It was called Why I Quit Weight Watchers. The truth, why I quit Weight Watchers as a coach and a member. And I spoke my truth. And let me tell you, people were very offended. People were very offended. And to the point where they said I was being disrespectful. I know. Felt I was being disrespectful of coaches and members. And so, you know, because I didn't want to offend anybody, I took it down. Took it down. But now that I'm no longer with the company, it's back up. It's back up because apparently there were complaints. There were complaints from coaches. I know. There were complaints from coaches, probably concerned that their numbers in workshops were going to drop because somebody had stuck their head above the parapet and decided to speak the truth. My truth. Not necessarily their truth, but I was speaking my truth. And I was like, either they are closing their eyes to what's happening to people They're either so consciously numb and blinded to what's happening around them, or they are just so into Weight Watchers that they're going to jump. Weight Watchers says jump, and they're saying how high. It's either one of the two. But when I see people really negatively affected, I can't sit there and say nothing. I can't sit there and see people struggling. I can't sit there and see people absolutely having a meltdown because of a faceless company somewhere in America saying this is how much points you need to eat. Thank you. Oh, Love on Fire Candle Company, thank you. Thank you. And I really feel strongly about it. And I'm sorry if, when you watch this, if you are offended by it. I'm sorry if you're offended, but I have to speak the truth. You know, when I see people, and I've seen this over the years, you know, from when I was in the studio, right up until my last day, when I see people saying things like, I followed the plan, why haven't I lost weight? I'm really discouraged. You know, I feel like just going out and stuffing my face. That's caused by a company, a faceless company that makes you feel like that. We've been conditioned. We've been conditioned. And and I keep saying this, guys, the lack of education. What Weight Watchers and Slimming World, what these companies teach you, they teach you how to use their product. They don't teach you what contributes to weight loss, what prevents weight loss, how to lose weight. They don't teach you that. What they teach you is how to use their product. And over time, we become so conditioned that if we're not using their product as intended, you're doing something wrong. You, me, we're doing something wrong. Shifting the blame. Not to say that, you know, they're not taking responsibility to say, actually, what we've done is we've created huge anxiety in people. We've put so many barriers in people's way that people can't even think for themselves. They can't even think straight about what they should and shouldn't eat, or why they're not losing weight. They don't teach you that. They teach that it's your fault, my fault, why we haven't lost weight. Yeah, they don't take into account, as I said on my video yesterday, they don't say, well, do you know what, if tracking on an app isn't for you because you might have learning needs, mental health needs, you might have visual impairments, you know, you might be dyslexic, you may have physical impairments, maybe you have no hands or arms, yeah, maybe you're illiterate, maybe you're dyslexic, maybe your anxiety or depression just means that tracking on an app is too much for you. Instead of saying, well, do you know what? Here's an alternative. Here's an alternative. Let me support you to lose weight in an alternative way, a way that works for you. Instead of doing that, they say, you're not doing it right. You need to track if you're going to lose weight. And if you're not losing weight, it's because you're not tracking. So what that does, it puts pressure on people, and I've seen it and it's broken my heart. Yes, Susan, it's just calories. But you know what? Even if somebody doesn't want to count calories, yeah, even if people don't want to count calories, the industry does nothing to support people to say, here's an alternative. If there was more education, and that's why I like, to some extent, the NHS here in the UK, they had a programme called Healthy Plates. And I really like that, the Healthy Plate. Was it called the Healthy Plate? But they had a program, and there was no tracking, no calorie counting, there was no nothing. It was just, this is what a healthy portion looked like. Yeah, this is how much protein you should be aiming for, and you know, or your red meat or your white meat or your fish. This is, you know, what a good sized portion of vegetables look like. This is the type of carbs you should have. Yeah, there was no pointing or tracking. It was like the visuals. This is what it looks like. Yeah, so it accommodates everybody. It accommodates everybody. You know, and if you then wanted to go and count calories or track it or link that in with your paleo or your keto, you can do. But if you didn't, if you couldn't physically track, if you was dyslexic, yeah, Susan, it's crucial. It's crucial. Getting back to basics. Let's get back to basics and show people what healthy, a good portion looks like. You know, these days, the only protein people are getting, or some young people are getting, is when they go to McDonald's and they have that chicken burger. Yeah, it's not good enough. We need to be teaching people, you know, more about good quality foods and good portion control, so that if you're not able to try, you know, and I keep mentioning it, I had a member who was blind. She was blind, and she came along every week. She was doing really well, and I used to sit with her at the end of a workshop, and I used to just talk through to her and a carer the sort of meals she should be having and the sort of portions she should be having. Yeah, because I knew that her telling her to get on an app and track wasn't never going to happen, you know. So yeah, I'm frustrated and I'm disappointed with Weight Watchers, but not just Weight Watchers, with the whole industry that is kind of like, this is one way, buy our product and you'll lose weight. And with that comes a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of feelings and emotions that people take with them, and it can potentially make them worse. You know, and I've seen that, and I have very close family and friends, very close, who've been on the tail end of that. And they come away. I mentioned yesterday, I've got a very good friend who lives with bipolar. And she lived with me. She rented a room in my house. And let me tell you, when I saw her struggle, it was just heartbreaking. And she's like, Angela, I can't. You know, she's a very intelligent woman. You know, she was a trainee solicitor, you know, but just the monotony of having to use an app all the time to record everything, it's just too much for her. She couldn't do it. She gave up. And I said, you know what? Put that away. Put it away. I'm going to teach you some sensible portions, and I'm going to teach you about food. Yeah? And she's now at a goal weight. She got there quicker than me. To have peace with food. Exactly. We've got to have peace with food. But what these companies do is they kill our peace. They kill our peace. you know, and I've mentioned before that, you know, I'm in lots and lots of Facebook groups. It absolutely bloody breaks my heart. I saw somebody said the other day, help, I'm in a restaurant and having a meal with my family for an anniversary, and they took a photograph of the menu and they said, what low pointed things can I have? And I'm like, it broke my heart, because I thought that is the result of a weight loss industry, where we can't even go for a meal and choose what we want off the menu without thinking, is this going to help me lose weight? Is it going to put weight on? I've seen it the other end, where people say, oh, I've gained half a pound this week. Oh, it must have been that extra slice of bread I had this week. Or it must have been that, you know, that cake that I ate, or that glass of wine. I'm like, okay. So as a coach, I had to just smile and say, okay, you know, what can you do next week? I couldn't get into it. It wasn't my place to get into it. It wasn't my place. And I just saw so much. And I just saw, as I mentioned yesterday, the dependency. People became dependent on that little app. And then, you know, the industry says it's sustainable. How's it sustainable? How? Somebody tell me how. How is tracking sustainable? Most people don't track. They start off and then they stop tracking because it's not sustainable. How is it sustainable? You know, I know a lot of people I was working with, they track for the first month, and then after that it became hit and miss, and then non-existent, and then it was like, right, I need to get back to tracking, and again that revolving door. So yeah, you know, very disillusioned with the industry, not just Weight Watchers, but the whole industry. And I'm sorry if you're offended when I speak the truth. But for me, being silent is not an option. Not an option. And as I say, coaches were very offended and called me disrespectful because I was speaking the truth. Well, each to their own. But to be respectful to them, I took my video down, but it's now back up. And I will always continue to speak out, always, because when I hear somebody say that they're feeling suicidal, that they feel worthless, that they feel that they can't lose weight, and nothing that they do is making a difference, and they feel like really crappy about themselves, and it's really affecting their mental health, and they're on antidepressants and they're under the doctor, and their whole world is being affected. How can I stay as a coach? How can I? When I was seeing this, and don't get me wrong, this isn't just a one-off. I've seen it constantly. When I see people's anxiety about food, about weighing and measuring, yeah, and they're trying to cheat the system to make, you know, their oats fit into, you know, 2 points or 3 points. You know, when they're freaking out about water. How much water should I drink? And there was one the other day, somebody said, I'm having cereal. How much milk should I have? it broke my heart, because I was like, that's what Weight Watchers is doing to people. That's what the industry is doing to people. And yes, it's doing a lot of good, and it's helping a lot of people lose a lot of weight, and it's helping a lot of people, like with me, learn a lot about food, about, you know, healthy living, healthy lifestyle. It's doing a lot for that. Let's not knock everything, but it's also not addressing some of those issues. It's contributing to issues for some people. So yeah, so that was the question. That was, well, it was a comment. It was a comment that I had, people saying that it was like I was, you know, a bit, you know, disillusioned, bit, you know, being a bit harsh with my comments with Weight Watchers. And it certainly wasn't intended. It's not intentional. It's just I'm speaking my truth as I see it. And that's what I see. So I made another one. It's not looking pretty on that side, but that's okay. And with me cherries. So I only put a little bit in there, because before, when I used to fill it like 2/3, half of it was being chucked away. So I've just made it just a small amount. That's more than enough for me. And it's also going to be enough because it's got quality ingredients in there. You got the nuts, and it takes ages to munch through the nuts, and the seeds as well take ages to munch through those. It's got the kefir yogurt, which is protein based, and it's got the oats as well. So yeah, that's gonna, you know, that's a good amount for me. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. So as I say, I'm sorry if anybody finds my views offensive. It is certainly not intended to be offensive. It is just, I'm just speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth about what I see in the industry that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about it. And I'm pretty sure that if your mental health hasn't been affected by the weight loss industry, then you probably know somebody who has been affected, or you've seen somebody in their group, you know, crying, getting upset, anxious. The classic is, oh, it's weigh day tomorrow. I can't eat this, I can't eat that. That's what Weight Watchers has created in people. Yeah. So, you know, when I saw that, I can't be at peace with that. I can't be at peace. Excuse me, one moment. Just need to get a bowl. Here we go. Yeah, I can't be at peace with that. Just can't. So, that's why last year, when I was seeing this, I was like, no. Don't want to be part of this industry anymore. Don't want to be part of it. But, you know, I have bills to pay. I've got 3 cats who loves chicken, you know. I've got all of that. I've got bills to pay. So I just thought, I'm just going to bide my time, and then I'm going to look for another job, and found a job. So I'm just getting 2 teaspoons and see how we go with that. And that's another thing, you know, when you see me cook, you'll see me just going by eye. If that works for you, great. If it doesn't, then you weigh and measure. Yeah. just because I do something doesn't mean you have to do it. Yeah, I'm just putting a little extra pinch of salt. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in there as well. Because the same with weighing and measure everything. No, that's not me. That's not how I choose to live. You know, I want to be free to say, do you know what? I'm going to go by eye. I'm going to go by eye. You don't want to conform. I've seen it. I've seen conformity. It doesn't work for me. Now, what I'm going to say will probably offend a lot of people. But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. So, you know, the choice is yours. What I'm going to say is going to tick a lot of people off. Some people may agree with me. Some people may stop and start to think about it. And other people will say, Angela's talking a load of bollocks. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Sorry. Some people may say, Angela's talking a load of nonsense. And I'm going to unsubscribe because I'm not going to listen to her anymore. That's fine. That's fine, you know. We're all adults. We're all adults. We do what works for us. There's a load of people I don't follow. There's a load of people that I've followed and I've unsubscribed from them. That's absolutely fine. You do you guys. You do you. Okay? So before I tell you, I'm just going to have a taste of this. That's nice. But I need a bit more pesto in there. I need a little bit. I'm just going to put another teaspoon in. That's it. And then this is my pesto done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook some chicken today. And then I'm going to slice it up and add it in. And then bottle this up. So, what I'm going to say may offend some people. And if you're offended, feel free to leave. But on this channel, I will always speak my truth. Always. Always speak my truth. So, years ago, I grew up in a cult. I was born into a cult religion and I grew up in it. And I understood groupthink. And in this religion, you know, we were all required to think very similar. We weren't allowed to watch certain programs, weren't allowed to listen to certain music, we were required to dress a certain way, act a certain way. We had a language of our own, yeah, groupthink. And I stopped going when I was about 21, 22. And in the last 10 years, I started to deconstruct. I started to look at my former religion and started to understand the whole concept of a cult and groupthink. And that's purely down to YouTube and YouTube activists and people who are creators who make this content, who were in the same group religion as me, who went through exactly the same thing. And we're looking back now and think, oh my God, yeah, that's exactly what I went through. That's exactly how I feel. Okay, groupthink. So there's a lot of people out there deconstructing religion. And there's a guy called Dr. Stephen Hassan. And he was part of the Moonies. Do you know if anybody is familiar with the Moonies? And Moonies is also a cult religion. And he is now a professor. And he's done a lot of work. He's a psychologist. He's a professor. And he is the lead the lead expert when it comes to cults, and he sets out what a cult is. And something that I discovered was that a cult doesn't have to be a religion. Cult doesn't have to be a religion. Most cults are religions, and most cults that we think of are religions. But he also goes on to say cults are very much found in businesses. Yeah, you have like even influencers can like lead cults. You have cults like in the music industry and film industry. You can get cults in different sectors of the community, but the biggest sector tends to be religion. But he does a lot more than this. Now, if you're interested, just definitely go and check it out. Yeah, Dr. Stephen Hassan. He has a model called the BITE model, BITE. And he breaks down what each acronym stands for. And when you look at that, he goes through like B stands for behavior. Like I was saying, in this religion, you know, there was a groupthink around how we talked, how we act, you know, things like that. Okay, the I is the level of influence that they have on you, etc., etc. Okay, so I've looked at this BITE model, and I've examined my former religion against this model. I was like, absolutely 100%. I knew it was a cult. Yeah, I didn't need to look at the BITE model to know it was a cult. But interestingly, I thought, let me have a little look at some of the businesses that I've worked for, some of the business models that I've worked under, like network marketing. And let me have a look at Weight Watchers and the slimming industry. Now, I want you to be clear. I'm going to say this really slowly because I want to be clear. Whilst my former religion 100% ding 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 is a cult, and it fits that BITE model 100%, when I look at, say, like the weight loss industry, I cannot say it's a cult, and I just, it doesn't fit the model. However, there are cult-like tendencies. So, just to be clear, I am not saying that the weight loss industry or slimming or Weight Watchers is a cult. I'm not saying that. It is not a cult. However, I recognise some cult-like tendencies. Okay, and I'll tell you why. And again, this is my view, my observation, my perspective, my experience. You don't have to agree with it. You probably won't agree with it, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah, but this is my view. Okay? I see cult-like tendencies, which is different to being a cult. So, for example, there's a thinking that you won't be successful unless you're following our program. Okay? Now, Weight Watchers doesn't explicitly say that, but that is what I say groupthink. That is in the community. Hence why if somebody says, I've not lost weight this week, first thing they say is, well, have you tracked? Have you followed the plan? Have you stayed within your points? Groupthink. That mentality. Yeah, there's a mentality that unless you are doing the following program, you're not going to be successful. And when I was in that cult religion, that it was exactly the same. Exactly the same. That, you know, you cannot be a success in life unless you're part of us. Yeah, unless you are one of us, you will never experience success or happiness. And that is very much, again, what I see in Weight Watchers, in Slimming World, in these groups. You won't be successful unless you're following us, unless you're part of us. And then even down to the language that is used in the industry. And I hear people talk about, oh, I'm going to, track for accountability. And I've talked about this before, and I'm like, where does that come from? Do we even know what we're saying when we say, I need to track for accountability? And it's almost like somebody has said that, it's gone around, it sounds good, so we follow that mentality and we start spewing these things out ourselves without really thinking about it. Because I've done a video about this. You can't be accountable. It's being responsible. You are accountable to someone else. You take that accountability, and you're accountable to your coach, you're accountable to your manager. But when it comes to you, it's responsibility. Nobody ever talks about, I'm going to take responsibility for myself this week. But everybody talks about, I'm going to track for accountability. Again, it's those messages that start in the community, just get perpetuated. Then we talk about, oh, I can't get motivated, I need somebody to motivate me. Again, I've done videos about this. You need to watch the video, guys. I've done 2 videos about motivation, and these things just go round and round and round in the community without us even thinking about it. Last week I talked about a classic one. I'm going to 100% tracking, or honest tracking, and we say these things without really understanding what it means and the impact it has on us. But it's kind of like, that's what we want to hear in the community. We want to hear those things, so we keep saying them. Yeah, we talk about Weight Watchers being a lifestyle, not a diet. I mentioned that earlier, and I met yesterday, and we say that because that's what's been told to us. It's a lifestyle, it's not a diet. But when you start unpicking it, you see that actually it is a diet, and nobody can sell you a lifestyle. Nobody. Yeah, but we sign up to these things and we buy them, and we buy into that mindset without ever really stopping and thinking about that. And we do that because that is acceptable language in the community. And I remember once I went into a workshop as a member and said, tracking doesn't work for me, and other reasons why, and I was quickly shut down. Nobody wants to hear that. But anybody that was saying, oh, yeah, I've tracked this week, I'm tracking 100%, yeah, all the praise, because that's what the community wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear anything opposite. And then once I had a coach say, right, this week the topic was about tracking, they were like, right, we're gonna put to bed all these smart Alexes who thinks that they can lose weight without ever tracking. I was like, seriously? You serious? But again, groupthink, that mentality, that mindset that you can only have success if you're tracking. You'll only have success if you're doing what we tell you to do. You can only have success if you're following what we tell you to do. And if you go outside of that, you ain't going to be successful. Cult-like mindset. I'm not saying it's a cult. I'm not saying that at all. And that's why, again, another thing, when I was in the cult, it was very happy clappy. And if you were struggling with your mental health, nobody wanted to know about that. Let's just sweep that under the carpet. Yeah, it was pray more. Just pray more. Go home and pray more. Yeah. Swept under the carpet. Because, you know, things like struggling with your mental health doesn't fit with the image. And therefore, in the weight loss industry, it's all the, you know, happy clappy. Oh, I followed the plan. I've stuck to this. I've stuck with my points. And look how much weight I've lost. Nobody wants to talk about the downside of it. Nobody wants to talk about the mental health. Yeah, the depression, the anxiety, the bipolar as a result of that. The impact that, you know, following a plan, following a system has on somebody's mental health that is making them struggle. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, actually, I'm not tracking, but this is what I'm doing and I'm still losing weight. Nobody wants to hear that, because it's like, well, if you're doing that, you know, we're going to lose our members. Yeah. And that's why things like, you know, the drugs, and I'm not endorsing this. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to think I'm endorsing this. I'm just saying that that's why things like the weight loss drugs, weight loss surgeries, and alternative weight loss methods can be demonized. And I see that so much in Facebook groups. It's demonized because it's like, oh, you know, you're stepping outside of the weight loss or the slimming world or the weight loss industry bubble. You're stepping outside of that. And that's not good for business. That's not good for us. That's not good for our group. So they demonize it, you know. And again, when I was in religion, it was kind of like, you just need to stay here. Don't be listening. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you, my lovely. You know, and it was very much, you know, when I was in the religion, it was like, oh, don't talk to those over there. You know, we don't hang out with those Christians. We don't hang out with them. Because they're not like us, we're special, you know, and they're wrong. You don't want to hang out with them, you know, don't listen to them. And to make it worse, they were demonized, or they do these terrible things, all in the name of Christianity. Look at us, look how good and pure we are. Yeah, we're doing it right. You don't want to listen, you don't even want to look at them. Don't ever read any of their books or their Bibles, don't even speak to them. Demonized. And people are doing that in the weight loss industry. And my point of view is, if it helps you and helps you to get the results you want, go for it. So yeah, so there's a lot. So back to the original comment, somebody said, it sounds like, you know, I've got a real downer on Weight Watchers, like I feel, you know, I forget the word that they use now. I forget the word they used. But yeah, that was kind of like the thread. They think that I'm really disappointed in Weight Watchers and, you know, I've got beef to grind with them. It's not even so much Weight Watchers, it's the industry and how it impacts people. How it impacts people. How it creates dependency. And people can't even think for themselves, and then how it impacts people's mental health. So yeah, so I'm sorry if anybody thinks that I speak really negatively of Weight Watchers, especially if you are following Weight Watchers, and you might absolutely love the Weight Watchers program. Good for you, well done, keep doing that. But if you, like me, are like, no, actually, I want to lose weight. I want to live a healthier lifestyle. I want to make good choices, but I want to be free. I want to be free, you know, to make the choices I want. You know, I don't want to be reliant on an app or a program, you know. It can be done. It can absolutely be done, guys. Absolutely be done. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, but 5 years in Weight Watchers, I should say 5 years in the Weight Watchers, because I've been in the industry for a very long time, both sides, but I've seen a lot, and yeah, there's a lot that people won't talk about. And then when you do talk about it, you know, your colleagues tell you that, you know, being disrespectful. But hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. Anyway, guys, there we go. So let's just recap. I've got me overnight egg. I've got the chicken for tomorrow, tomorrow's dinner, and I'm going to have some of this tonight as well because it was really nice. I've got my baked potatoes that I'm going to freeze. I'm going to keep one out for tomorrow, but the other two I'm going to put in the freezer. I've got my chili that's going to go on my baked potato for tomorrow. That's tomorrow's lunch. Tomorrow morning, I've got my overnight oats with my cherries on the top in there. I've got the tuna and my mackerel for baked potatoes also in the week. I've got my rice and prawns that I'm going to do that fried rice again for in the week. And I've got my pesto. So I just need to cook. I'm going to cook off some chicken in a moment and slice it up and add it in. And that'll be my chicken pesto. So yeah, I have this in the week. So yeah, that's gonna, the sweet potato is gonna be for tomorrow, and I'm gonna bottle this, put it in the fridge, and it'll be good for Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, with some chicken in there. So there we go, guys. So I've got enough meals for the week. It's just I'll probably just need a couple more things for breakfast, but I do have some brioche buns in the cupboard. I've got some eggs and I've got some bacon, so probably have bacon and eggs on one morning for breakfast. So yeah, it's all good. And I've got a few more cherries here that I think I'm gonna have now. Just finish them off, and that's it. I'm good for the best part of the week. Yeah, best part of the week, organised. And for dinners, I'll probably have maybe 2 nights. I might have the Mayflower chicken, the Mayflower curry for 2 nights. And then when I cook in the week, I'll bring you along. So what are you doing the rest of the day, guys? What are you up to? It's beautiful out there, beautiful. So I am gonna clean. I'm always cleaning this house. But I'm gonna clean. And then I am gonna get out in the garden. Yeah, get out in the garden. I need to tidy my pots, and I need to order a pressure washer to clean down the patio, and then I can get like the sofa and all of that out. But it's beautiful outside today, so yeah, that's the plan. And then in the week, I'm so looking forward to this week, guys. So looking forward to it, because this is my first week in 4 years that I've not worked in the evening. Because at Weight Watchers, I always worked in the evening. Yeah, so I worked Monday to Thursday. Well, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 nights I worked. So this is going to be the start of a new chapter where I'm not working on an evening. I get home, I leave work at 4, get home by 4:30, 5 o'clock at the latest, and I've got the rest of the evening to myself. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, means I can spend more time with you guys. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel and what we've talked about is of interest to you, we do cooking, we do shopping hauls, we do food hauls, we do clothing hauls, we talk about the weight loss journey. I share my journey. I've lost 8 stone 6 pounds to date. I share tips on that, and we do cooking, we do lots of chit chat as well. If you haven't noticed, lots of chit chat. So we do all of that. So if this is the sort of thing that is of interest to you, then join our family. Feel free to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. You can find me on Instagram at You Time Out with Angela, and also my new Facebook page. I do have a group, but that's going to be closing this week. So join me on Time Out with Angela, the page. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up and also leave a comment below for me. Yeah. Okay, guys, that is it from me. Whatever you're doing, have a lovely, lovely day. I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.